Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Well, the day has finally arrived. We've got the Vance Matcher hooked up and running. Finally got our John Deere tractor running, and we have some pulleys spinning. So let's get you in here and take a closer look at what's going on. So first, a little bit of information about our power source here. This is a 1941 John Deere B tractor, and this has quite honestly been what's holding us up on this project. We wanted to use the flat belt power takeoff to power this with here in the shop, but we had some issues with the tractor. It hadn't been ran in a long time, and it just took us a little while longer to get everything worked out on it. We got another volunteer out here at the museum that is a very good mechanic, and he went through this thing, and we've still got some few little issues. It still needs some fine tuning on the engine, but it's running, and we are running the Matcher off of it. So on these old tractors, in addition to having the power takeoff on the back that you would look like a mower or something up to, they had a flat belt power takeoff because so much of the machinery on early farms was driven off of flat belt pulleys, and the tractor gave you another place to run that. So we got it running right now, and as you can see, it's doing a good job. So next is the planer matcher, and right now all I've got running really is the main countershaft here that's driving everything. So we got all the pulleys, and I've got most of the belts off right now. The only belt on here is the one driving the feed train, and my idea here is to kind of belt it up one belt at a time and let these bearings run in, because we've poured new babbitt on all these. This has been running for probably 20 minutes now, and I've been oiling them and feeling them with my hands to make sure that we don't have any heat in the bearings, and they feel pretty good. The outboard one there's got a little bit of warmth to it, but it's not bad, but it's running good. Alright guys, so we got some more belts on here now, and I got the top and bottom cutter head spinning. If you look, again, this jack shaft on the very back has just got pulleys that power everything, and of course that's going over to the John Deere tractor that we're running everything off of. So when you come in here, you know, if you look on this side, that second pulley in, it goes over the top of this first pulley here, which powers the bottom head, and then that goes up and powers the top head. This shaft here, this is just an idler shaft, and the only thing that's powering it is the tension from this top pulley, the top belt, but there's also the same setup on the other side. Let's walk over and look at it. So again, pulley here goes over this one, spinning this idler, which is powering the bottom head, and that goes up to the top head that's driving that. So everything looks pretty good. You can see it's got some speed on that cutter head. So the top cutter head's going, and the bottom cutter head's going. Now, engage the feed works. This inside belt, there's a belt shifter here. When I move this, it'll slide that over, and when it does, it engages the feed work. I will pull the boards across those planer heads. We don't have the side head going yet. We're going to let these cutter heads, let those bearings kind of wear in before we put the added strain on the side heads. is a pretty dangerous setup, and well, yeah, it is. But quite honestly, the only place an operator would work is standing right here in the back. And ideally, this belt coming into power, it would be coming from an overhead line shaft rather than coming out back like this. But you stand right here, you could control your feed works with that handle, and you would feed the board in from this side, and you'd have someone on the other side pulling it off. Really and truly, there's no reason to be around all these other belts and pulleys on here. I think we'll probably have some guards though when we get this running. So guys, you got to see it run. I'm excited. We've ran this thing for quite a little bit of time, just letting the bearings run in. Since we poured all these Babbitt bearings, they just need to kind of run in, and they're running good. I've gone around and felt them, and you know, they're warm, but Babbitt bearings will get a little warm. They're not real hot though, which is good. So, and as we continue to run this and play with those bearings a little bit, they'll continue getting a little bit better. All in all, I'm very happy. We did not get the belts on the side heads today, and well, actually I had the belts on the side head to start with. You didn't see it on camera, but when we first started this thing up, the leather was so rotten on them, and those have a quarter twist in them, that both those belts literally just broke. The leather on those was just a little bit too rotten, so I'm gonna probably have to get some new belting material to get the side heads running. And my other concern is that while we got this John Deere tractor running, it's still needing a little bit of fine tuning to get running just right. It's not running like it needs to. And as it is right now, I don't know that we're going to have enough power on this John Deere to turn everything on this machine. If we do a little bit of adjusting, I think we got some issues in the carburetor, so we're going to have to do some work on that. So maybe if we can get it running right, we'll have enough power. But anyway, we'll have to tackle that a little bit later. So other things, you know, I told you I don't have any knives on here right now. I wanted to, from starting it up, just get it spinning without any knives. I didn't want to have to add another level of danger to everything. So I wanted to get everything running good before we put the knives on. So the knives I have, I've got them cleaned up. They're in pretty rough shape, and so we're going to have to do some grinding on those and get those sharpened. I've got a guy I think can take care of that for me, and I also have to make all new bolts to bolt the knives down. All the original bolts off this thing were extremely rusted and pitted to the point that they're just not safe to use. When you've got we actually measured the speed on that cutter head up there. Again, it was off camera. I took my tachometer in there, and when the tractor was running at pretty good RPM, that cutter head was running about 2,300 RPM. So and you imagine strapping on two knives or bolting on two knives that probably weigh 6 or 7 pounds apiece, and if a knife or a bolt breaks on that thing, it can be catastrophe, and we don't want any catastrophes. So we're going to have all new bolts made, and that's probably going to be a CNC job. I mean, I could do it on the manual machine, but I need a minimum of 30. I'm probably going to have about 50 bolts made, and nuts. There's a special nut to hold it down as well. So right now I'm talking with one fella about maybe trying to use his CNC lathe to get that done. We've got a few issues to work out there. just making sure we can get his machine set up to run this particular job. But anyway, that right there will be coming down the road. We need to get those bolts made, get the knives made, put it on here, and then get belts for the side heads. And I think we'll be pretty much through with this. But all in all, very excited. We were sitting here just chatting a minute ago. I got Mike Wiggins with me, by the way, out here today. Mike's got a YouTube channel, Backyard Machine Shop. He lives not too far from me, and I've known Mike for quite a while, and he's been kind of helping me out. But Mike and I were talking, so this thing probably hasn't ran in our lifetime. So, this probably been 40, 50 years since this machine has run. So it's nice to see everything turning and everything running. It still needs a little bit of adjusting, but it's all in all, I'm real excited. It's going to do a good job. So hopefully you'll get to see more on this coming up soon, but we're moving forward on the Vance project. Thank you guys for watching. Cut.